New at 5, New York is exploring a new law that would allow spouses to legally cheat on each other. Adultery has technically been illegal in the Empire State for more than a century and punishable by up to 3 months in jail. But a new bill aims to repeal the law completely. All right, Chief Legal Analyst Carly Rose joining us now to be able to talk about this. I mean, I'm learning a lot about this because first, I have to admit, I did not know that it was illegal to cheat in New York. I knew it was obviously grounds for divorce, but this is saying it's illegal.
Yeah, a crime, a punishable by prison or jail time. And so, yes, that is a charge. And other states have that. North Carolina is a state that has it. It's something that's an old, archaic type of law that's out there designed to preserve and to keep folks from cheating.
Right.
It depends on the type of thought process that you have. Looking at the criminal justice system, do we have a system that will encourage people to be rehabilitated, or do we have a punitive type of system? And this clearly goes to the punitive type of system, where if you are cheating, we want to send you to jail or to give you some type of punishment to deter other folks from doing this type of action. For sure, clearly old, but something that's clearly still in the books, and the elected official wants to get rid of it because it has no place, he believes, in today's society.
Okay, so let me ask you, how many New Yorkers have been charged under the law, and then could we be able to see any movement in those cases if this was to be able to go through?
I looked at it since it was enacted. You're talking about only 12 individuals have ever been charged. Only 5 have moved throughout the process. And it is ironically, when this was first placed on the books in 1907, a man and a woman that was 25 years old were the first arrested. Most of these cases end in dismissal. Most of them, I mean, again, you're not talking about a 100,000 or a million type cases, but most of these have ended in some type of plea deal where it has been dismissed. But the scarlet letter associated with that is probably worth more than the criminal prosecution or lack thereof that's out there. For those 12 individuals, this is something that they can never move forward from at all.
So looking at this case, I know you touched a little bit as to what we see in North Carolina, but what really could happen with this? In
North Carolina, we have a couple of other little oddballs here. I mean, and so the statute says if any man or woman not being married to each other shall engage in lewd or lascivious behavior in a bed or cohabitate against each other shall be guilty of a Class 2 misdemeanor. That's up to 60 days in jail. And so North Carolina has something similar like to other states where you can have the criminal component, but you also touched on the civil component, talking about you can use this for divorce, but you also have something called alienation of affection. And you have this other portion that goes back to a very, very old time where you're looking at things like property, criminal conversion is what the charge, what the claim would be, because you're looking at individuals like African Americans, like slaves that were property, but you're also looking at women that were your property. And so if you engage in a sexual act with another person's wife, it was saying that you have now converted their property, his wife, to your property, because now you have ravaged her. And because of that, that other individual would have access to a civil liability. And that's still in the books in North Carolina to this day. And so when you talk about these old archaic type of rules, both on the criminal side and civil side, those are things that today could still happen. Most recent one was former NFL player Fletcher Cox for the Philadelphia Eagles, just retired. He had a claim against him in North Carolina for alienation of affection with another man in North Carolina, his wife, and he believed that he ruined his marriage because he engaged in activity with her.
So interesting.
Those things are still out there.
You also have to really define that definition of adultery to be able to make sure that that is ironclad. So.
Engaging in sex with another woman, pretty clear.
There you go. As the defense attorney would say. Thank you, Carly Rose. Appreciate it.